Welcome back to part 2.
And here we go, back into it.
All right, so we covered the first 5. The next one I had is water intake. Water is a superpower that people do not take advantage of.
Yeah.
Sleep and water are 2 things that everybody should be getting more of. So how do we do water? So I have a gallon water bottle. This one, how am I doing? Yeah, I'm ahead of schedule. Have one of these with you at all times. Start in the morning. When you wake up, first thing, drink as much as you can. Drink with every meal. Carry this around. Every time you work out, take it with you and drink while you're working out, because when you're working out, you're going to be more thirsty, so you get more water faster. Try to stop drinking water at dinner time, because otherwise you'll be up all night peeing. You need to get more water. This will make you feel so much better.
Oh, yeah. There's times if I don't have water, whether it's training or just everyday life for things, I can tell when I don't feel as good because I haven't drank as much water.
Yep.
It makes a big difference.
And, yes, it does. And one cool tip I've been doing that I haven't put out there on social media yet, but I will, is every time I drink from my water bottle, especially in the morning, I don't just take one sip and put it down. I chug. And I try to see how many swallows I can get before I have to put it down.
Yeah.
It sounds goofy. You would not believe how much more water I drink since I started doing that. It is awesome. It doesn't take any more. It's just instead of taking 1 or 2 gulps, I take 9 or 10.
Yeah.
And you exponentially, you're going to drink more water. So that's my go-to tip. Drink more water. That's all I got. You got anything?
I mean, the big thing is a water container. You should be in some shape or form. Yeah, in some shape or form, you should have a water container. Are you going? I was gonna count them out loud. Oh, 7, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Only 12. Jeez, you rookie.
I'm not that thirsty. It's just, but like doing that, I just went from 4:30 or 5 until 6.
Yeah.
By doing that, how long did that take?
Yeah, no, that's right. I think that's one thing I notice is, like, especially being a teacher, is I sit up in front of the class and talk all day long, and so I'm honestly always tired. But what I do is I do the same thing. Don't necessarily count my gulps, but rather than taking one quick sip, I just drink a little bit, and kind of like get some water in me before I go back to presenting whatever I'm doing.
There you go. Another tip, I use Mio every once in a while. So Mio is like a squirt thing that you put in your water, gives it some flavor.
Yeah.
And there's no calories, there's no artificial anything, no sugar, no nothing. It's just flavor.
Yeah.
So that's really good.
I just love water.
Good. I mean, I'm not going to lie and say I enjoy the taste of water. I do like cold water better than room temperature. So, like, I put it in my fridge the night before, and I fill my gallon up the night before, put it in the fridge so that when I wake up in the morning, I have ice cold water ready to go. And that's, like, I get a bunch of water knocked out before the morning class.
It's good.
Like a quarter of the way through my gallon.
It's the key. Just wake up and drink your water.
There you go.
All right.
I'm not seeing results. Why, James? Why am I not seeing results? I'm working so hard in the gym. Why aren't I losing body fat?
Because you're not tracking your food.
Hey, there you go. These could have been lumped into one, the next 2.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know why I'm not seeing results. I get that all the time is people say, I'm going to start paying myself $1 every time I hear this, but I eat pretty good.
What's pretty good?
I hear that so much. I eat pretty good. You probably don't, first of all. Trying to be nice about it. Okay. Let's say somebody's goal is I want to lose 20 pounds. Okay. And they're not losing it. They're working hard in the gym. They can't figure out why. Okay. Number 1, how much alcohol are you drinking? How much are you exercising? How many calories do you get in a day? If you can't tell me those 3 answers, then that's where I would start.
Yeah.
Okay. How many calories are you having in a day? That's like the golden rule of nutrition with weight loss, weight gain is calories in versus calories out. You need to burn more calories than you take in. And that can be done a million different ways, but you need to know how many calories you're having. If you don't know, then I don't know how to help. Like, I have a good idea and I can guess, but you need to log your food.
Yeah. It's there's not more to add to it, is because I hear the same thing, and I even like battle with myself sometimes. I'm like, oh, I'm not losing body fat the way I want to. It's like, well, I need to track food.
Yep.
Like, it's I just know at this point that if I want to specifically attack something nutritionally or body weight wise or whatever it is goal wise, I was like, and if it has to do with my food, I know bottom line is I need to track if I want to progress in that way.
Yep. Yeah, so those are the next two on my list. Is one, I don't know why I'm not seeing results, and then two is I don't want to track my food.
Yeah.
Too bad.
It is that simple. Yeah. I mean, there's no other way to flat out say it. Is like if you want to lose body fat and you want to gain muscle, you have to track your food. You're not, I mean, you can guess all day you want. It might take you 15 years.
Here's another way to say it is it a priority for you?
Mm-hmm.
If it is, track your goddamn food.
Yeah.
If you want to get better at guitar, you don't get better at guitar by looking at guitar and saying that you want to get better at playing guitar. You have to play the goddamn guitar. I'm getting flustered now because I hear this so much. Track your food.
Yeah.
You can do it. It's not that hard. MyFitnessPal is free. It takes you less than 5 minutes a day to track your food. Mm-hmm. If it takes you more than that, you're doing it wrong. Come and find me, and I will help you. I will set out a time, and I will show you exactly how to log your food and what you should be looking for.
Yeah.
I don't want to track my food is not a valid excuse.
No.
All that tells me is that it's not a priority. And if it's not a priority, that's fine.
Don't track your food. Yeah.
Don't track your food, and you're not going to see the results.
Yeah. No, that's a huge, and I think that's a big thing when people plateau and this is big for people who just start the gym. They start to lose weight fast. They start to like see these skyrocketing awesome numbers, and then it just stops. And they go like, well, I was doing so well. Are you tracking your food? No. Well, now you need to.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing that took for me is there was a point where I was 265 pounds, got all the way down to 170. And I didn't do that just by like guessing like, well, I'm going to probably eat this today. I tracked my food. The whole time I tracked my food, and it got me down to 170. I lost 95 pounds.
Yep.
So it's like you're going to hit a point. If you're in the new stages, maybe it's not as important right now, but it doesn't matter. Regardless, there's going to be a point you have to track your food if you want to continue to progress.
Yep. If
you don't want to progress, it's not a priority. Cool. Don't track your food.
Yep. I've always been a big believer in if you work harder for something, then you get better at it.
Yeah.
If you want to work on your nutrition, that's what you have to do.
Mm-hmm.
Get over the concept of it's too hard or it's too time consuming or there's too many ads or whatever the thing is that's keeping you from it.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a priority, do it. That's it.
Yeah.
Don't talk yourself out of it.
No. Yeah. Just know it's what you need to do.
And you don't have to do it forever. That's the other thing.
Mm-hmm.
Once you do it for a little while, then you can make adjustments to your food based on what it says on the MyFitnessPal. And then once you get in the habit of just eating about the same thing, then you have a really good idea of where you're at. You don't have to log forever, but you need to start there. Just start.
Yeah.
Just start.
It's starting too. Is like I do it in cycles. Like I'll do it for a couple months, and then I'll go off for a couple months, and then I'll go back on a couple months, and then I'll go off for a couple months. And sometimes it's one, either A, to see where I'm still at with things, or B, maybe things fall off a little bit, and I need to get back on track, and I just use that to keep me moving and progressing forward. So
that was a really good lead into the next one. Did you look ahead?
Yeah, I did.
That was really good.
I know, it's pretty good, right?
Yeah, that was awesome. The next one is I'm inconsistent. Right. So it's people that
stop being inconsistent.
Yeah, stop being
just
inconsistent.
Be consistent, damn it.
Being consistent.
Yeah.
If only it was that easy.
Right.
Yeah, I mean it happens all the time. Is they'll eat really good for a week or two. This comes all the time with nutrition challenges and January 1st. You know, new year, new me. I'm going to start, and they do really good, and they dial in their food for a week or two, and then they fall off. And then a month or two later, they get motivated again. They get back up. They log their food. They get everything dialed in, and then they're back down, and they ride this roller coaster up and down basically their whole lives.
Yeah.
All right, so what do you do to stay more consistent?
I think part of it is you have to get habitual with things. You have to create habits that are going to be sustainable. And I think this is big, not only with nutrition, but training. If you want to see successful training and like progress, you have to be habitual with it. You can't just show up to the gym once, twice a week if you want to get like a 400-pound bench. Like it's just not going to happen. Good luck. You'll be there forever. But the idea is whatever your goal is, you have to create habits that surround this goal that can be sustainable. And for me, a big like habit for me and that I've got Alyssa on board with was meal planning. I meal plan my lunches. It's a necessity. It's just something I have to do. And that's what keeps me consistent. If I don't, I will gain 15, 20 pounds back. Like I've done it before where I went off a meal prepping. I gained 15, 20 pounds. I got back up to 205 pounds, and that was not my goal and intention, but I was inconsistent. But it's now habitual. It's not an exception. There's like, I'm going to take my Sunday or Monday, whatever day it is, and I'm going to create my week's worth of meals. And I have all my lunches ready. And that's a habit. Like, if I don't do it, I freak out. Like, I have an anxiety attack. It's a rough week. It's a rough start. It's not good. So
Looks like you're having an anxiety attack
yeah,
right now.
it makes me freak out.
Super stressed.
Makes me freak out not think about it. But it's just creating habits like that. It doesn't necessarily need to be meal planning, but it needs to be habits that are going to create consistency for you. If it's just like, well, I'm going to drop my calories by 7,000 and I'm just going to go at it, that's super tough to sustain. I don't think that's possible, but I think you're now somehow a negative.
Yep, you'll be eating negative calories, yeah.
But the idea is like, if we're trying to lose body fat, we have to create a deficit. Okay, maybe we take out 100 calories and we try to do that for a couple weeks. Then we go to 200 calories. We do that for a couple weeks. Because what a lot of people is they overestimate what they can accomplish in like weeks, where they don't realize they underestimate how much they can actually accomplish in a year. Like, their goals are accomplishable in a year. But what they do is they try to smash it all in 1 month. And it's just not going to happen. You have to lay things out, and you have to create these habits that are sustainable.
Yeah, there was a lot of gold nuggets in there. Yeah, and anybody who wants to read a book about habits, the best one I ever read was Atomic Habits, and I can't think of the name of the author.
James Clear.
James Clear, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Atomic Habits, you should read it. It talks about that in detail. So it's got to be habitual.
Mm-hmm.
We are creatures of habit as humans. When you make a habit out of something, it becomes less and less effort on your part to keep doing the thing.
Yeah, for sure.
So meal prepping. If you meal prep every single Sunday, where it becomes a part of your Sunday every single week, it's not that hard.
No, it takes me I think 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Maybe sometimes 40 if I'm just listening to music, chilling out, doing my thing.
No, I'm the same way. I meal prep 4 lunches on Sunday, every single Sunday. It takes me half an hour.
Yeah, it doesn't take me long. It used to take me longer just because I was learning it, but now that I know it's my habit, it's my thing, I don't second guess it. I got my turkey, my veggie, my thing, and just boom, slap together.
And that's how we do nutrition coaching too. It's all habit based,
yeah.
as opposed to things like fad diets, like the keto or paleo or zone or Whole30 or Atkins, whatever the thing is, or like even nutrition challenges. Like, you're not gonna get what you want in 4 weeks. The goal of these challenges or our nutrition coaching, what we try to do is to develop habits that last you a lifetime, because you are not going to get the results you want. You are not 3 weeks away, probably. You are not 3 weeks away. People that say, I want to lose 5 pounds, cool. You lose 5 pounds, then what? You're probably going to gain it right back unless you do something that sticks.
Yeah. And a part of that, too, is, oh, crap, I forgot. It was went in here, went out. It was like creating consistency back to like oh gosh, dang it, again, I lost it.
Don't you love that?
Oh man, that's gonna hurt me now.
Yep.
It was good. It was gold. It was golden.
About the fad diets?
I mean, that's a component of it. But gosh, dang it, I don't remember. Ken, we're throwing it back to you. We'll throw it back to you.
All right. So, and when I say consistency, I don't mean consistent this week. I don't mean consistent this month. I mean, what kind of a life do you want to live, and can you do it forever? That is what's going to make the biggest difference. Can you eat a similar breakfast every day? Can you eat a similar lunch every day? Can you meal prep every Sunday? Can you drink a glass of water every meal? Can you do these things where it becomes, like you said, like a habit, where you don't have to think about it. You don't have to put the effort in, because those small habits over a lifetime is where you see the results that you want.
Yeah. You ready for this, Ken? It just came back.
Did it come back? Yeah.
So this idea of just taking one damn step at a time.
That
was it. So, well, the idea is what I see a lot with nutrition specifically, but just like with training and progressions, it's one step at a time. You don't just go from a 225 squat to a 405 squat by tomorrow. You have progressions you have to climb through and build through to get through. The same things with nutrition. You need to take one step at a time. If you're drinking 5 to 6 days a week, if you're eating out 3 to 4 times a week, if you're drinking nothing but pop, okay, let's approach one of those things. Let's eliminate it. Okay, let's say it's pop. Maybe now, rather than drinking pop 6 days a week, we drink pop 3 times a week. Cool. Now we're starting to see a restriction in calories just from taking out a couple days of drinking pop, because pop's so dense. We're going to see a little progress. And then we go from 3 days of drinking pop, we go to 0 days of drinking pop. Maybe we substitute out for something else that's maybe still got some of that sugar that you like, but it's not as much. Okay, cool. And I think that's the extreme case, but it still goes on to the next level of things. If for you, it's just It's just creating simple, small steps and just taking one damn step at a time. You are not going to be able to meal prep, create a calorie deficit, track your food, do this, do that, do this, do that, do this, do that all at once. You have to create a plan, process the plan, attack the plan, one step at a time.
It's good. It's good.
That was my mic, dropping it.
Good job, James.
But that's the idea to create consistency. It's like, so this happens so much with nutrition. I have everyone that I talk to about, I'm inconsistent. It's like, well, what'd you try to do? Well, I started eating salad for every single meal. I stopped drinking alcohol. I stopped drinking candy. And you did this all at once? Yeah. Okay. How long it last? Oh, a week. Why? It was just so hard. Well, yeah, you tried to do everything at once. Like, some people can do that, but not everyone.
Oh. Pick the lowest hanging fruit, find something, make a change, and make it easy. The easier it is, the less barrier to completion.
Yeah.
There's another way to say that, but I can't think of it now.
I don't know.
Yeah, the less things that get in your way, the better.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be that hard.
No. So that's what I got for inconsistency.
Cool. That was good. Thank you.
Absolutely.
I'm glad it came back to you. It would have been bugging me all day.
I know. I feel better now.
You look better.
Thank you.
Good job. So the number 10 is a big one, and it's going to be its own podcast, so we don't need to go too far into it, but it is essentially, for lack of a better phrase, mental toughness. Yeah.
And I think this one, like, it's a hard one to navigate, and I think it's just one you have to develop, and I am thankful for this because I developed it super young because of sports. I developed mental toughness because as an athlete, student athlete, trying to maintain A's and B's, practice, trying to progress, trying to qualify for things I wanted to qualify, and wrestling absolutely ate my soul alive. These things created mental toughness in me. And so now when I have tough things here, I approach them differently. I have a different mindset. And I think the big thing to understand here is no matter where you look, this can be nutrition, training, life. It's just everything's going to be tough. Everything's hard. Or I shouldn't say that. What I'm trying to go for is approach the uncomfortable. And I see this a lot with my 8th grade students. They're like a very good caveat for all things now in life is they hate being uncomfortable. God, you try to give them one little thing and they lose their minds. I have them try to read a paragraph and they're uncomfortable with that, whether it's challenging or just trying to complete the task of reading. It's just uncomfortable. They don't want to do it. And they just much rather not. And I'm just like, but don't you understand you're not going to progress if you don't approach the things you're uncomfortable with? It's just you got to be mentally tough. You have to do the things that you need to do regardless of whether you enjoy them all the time.
That's not exclusive to 8th grade classrooms.
No.
That is we see that all the time.
Yeah. No, it's everywhere. And I think a big one is like the gym itself is an easy one to find because if you make someone do a tough workout and they don't like it, normally they might never come back. Or after they get super uncomfortable with some workouts, they start to realize this is super, super, super tough. I'm out. Cool. Maybe it's just not for you. But the big thing is nutrition. It is tough. It is tough without it, or it's not tough, but it's doable. But it's not gonna be easy. Like you can eat 7 out of 7 days, cut clean dry, not drink alcohol, sleep 8 hours a day, drink plenty of water, hit your macros, track, and you can do all that. Anybody can. You just have to be mentally tough.
Just gotta decide you want to do it.
Yeah.
Dude, mental toughness. I'm grateful for the people that I've surrounded myself with now, but I'm with some very mentally tough people. And for me, mental toughness came from listening to Jocko Willink and Joe Rogan and Jordan Peterson and David Goggins and Andy Frisella, people like that. And if you don't know all those people, you should YouTube them. But they all talk about the same thing. They all talk about everybody has an inner bitch voice. That's what they call it, an inner bitch voice.
Yeah.
And like for snacking, for instance, like there are potato chips in the cupboard. You want them. The little voice inside your head says, just have a few of them. You'll be okay. That's what they call your bitch voice.
Yeah.
You don't need to. So how do I stop snacking? Stop snacking.
Yeah.
How do I meal prep? Meal prep. How do I log your food? Log your food.
Yeah. And it sounds easy. It sounds straight cut and clean. It's not. it's something you have to develop, but there's a component in you have to talk to yourself, and you have to realize, I need to stop listening to something in my head that's telling me I need to do the wrong thing. Because you know it's wrong. Everyone knows that eating candy bars is not good for you. So when you go to reach for a candy bar, you need to be like, no, I'm not going to eat this candy bar because I know it's bad for me. And that's like that mental toughness barrier. You have to be mentally tougher than that little voice saying, grab your little Twix bar and eat 6 of them and then drink 3 Cokes and then pass out for the night. Like, you have to listen to your everyone knows that idea, right? But yeah.
And I have a theory about this too. Mental toughness is habitual, just like anything else is. If you make yourself do challenging things become much, much, much easier.
Oh, for sure.
What I mean by that is, if you put yourself in uncomfortable situations and you get out of your comfort zone and you do these things, then doing things like meal prepping becomes not so challenging. Mm-hmm. If you are in an ice bath 4 minutes a day and then you got to go and eat lunch, the lunch is the easy part. If you do jiu-jitsu, if you train for a half marathon, if you're doing CrossFit classes, if you're doing heavy powerlifting, whatever it is, if you're doing something that challenges you and is hard intentionally, and you put yourself in that position, other things become very easy.
Yeah, I'd like to use that parallel right there, or like that side by side of like training and nutrition or training in life. Mm-hmm. Like 9 times out of 10, everything you do in this gym or in the gym is going to be 3 times harder than what you like anything else you're going to do. Like, there's workouts that made me want to cry, and it's like, but I completed them. So anything else I can easily do. I've gotten that uncomfortable where it's like that uncomfortable thing that it's now approaching me. It's nothing. I use this life example because I used to be very weird about calling people. I hated phone calls. I hate answering them. I hated calling people and trying to talk to them on the phone.
Millen hates that too.
Yeah, I used to be super weird about it. But now that I've done so many different things, whether it's public speaking, whether it's teaching, it's coaching, it's doing this, it's doing that, I've approached all these uncomfortable things that have now grown me out of my comfort zone and into this new place where I still have room to grow, but now I don't care. If someone's calling me, I'll call them. If I need to call them, I'll call them. It's no longer that like little voice going like, oh, just avoid it, call them back later, and never call them back.
And that's a good point, because you eventually become a different person.
Yeah. When
you start doing this mental toughness training and you start listening to those people that are doing the hard things, then it just becomes a part of who you are. Mm-hmm. And that makes it a lot easier to make those good decisions that you know are good decisions.
Yeah.
That makes it a lot easier to avoid having 12, 14 beers on the weekends. It makes it a lot easier to prep your food instead of going out to Jimmy John's every day for a week.
Yeah.
I mean, all those, they all add up and they all feed on each other.
Yeah. I think a part of that, too, is when it comes to mental toughness, just don't be afraid to approach the uncomfortable. When it comes to nutrition, it's not comfortable to eat broccoli, rice, veggies, whatever it is. Or broccoli, rice, veggies. Wait a second. Chicken, rice, veggies. Chicken, rice, veggies every single day while everyone else is eating burgers, fried chicken, all that stuff. That stuff's not easy. But if you approach that and you do that on your own, then you're going to start to grow a little bit. And you might have a slip up, but then you grow from that. Now you know it's like, oh, that's freaking wrong. I need to switch this real quick. I go back to eat my chicken, veggies, rice. Nailed that one.
Nailed it.
And then I grow a little bit more. And now I do it when other people are around me. I'm like, yeah, I'm just enjoying my lunch. This is great. I love this thing. And so now you start to get that growth. But if you're not willing to approach that uncomfortable thing, like tracking your meals, yeah, it's not the funnest thing ever. But once you start doing it, you start to grow. And then you start to grow. And I think that's a big thing when it comes to mental toughness is just trying. For the love of God, just try.
Yeah.
Worst that's going to happen is you fail. Then you try again. Mm-hmm. You do it differently. You approach. I think that's where true mental toughness, especially with nutrition, is going to come. And like even when it's come trying diets and when it comes to try these fad things, they're normally not successful. But if it's where you really want to try because you think you're going to succeed from it, sure, try it. See what happens. Maybe you do succeed. Maybe you don't. Okay, try something else. What's the worst thing that's going to happen from trying to track your food? Nothing.
Literally can't think of one thing.
You might get bored. Cool. Great. It's not meant to be fun.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the other thing that goes in line with that made me think of it is you might be the oddball in your group for being mentally tough. It becomes really, really hard to stay mentally tough if you are surrounded by people that drag you down.
Yeah.
People like that are absolutely poison, and I do everything I can to avoid people like that.
Yeah.
People that just give up, take the easy way out, don't want to work hard, don't want to work towards anything. They don't want to prep the food. They don't want to eat right. They want to go out and drinking every day. I avoid people like that like the plague.
No, I agree.
Because they will drag you down. So
For
just
sure.
know, if your goals are that important to you, you start to build mental toughness, it may affect relationships that you have.
Yeah, my friend group has evolved. I have very few friends. I have very few friends that are my age, like around that 24, 25, 26 area, just because most of them, their mentality is drink, eat like shit all the time, and it's just not the crowd I want to be with. So I've cut relationships. I don't talk to people I used to talk to all the time. I have great friends in Ken and Seth, as well as tons of members here, as well as all that. And those are the people I want to be surrounded with because we work out, we eat clean, we have fun, we do things outside, and we live for a healthier life down the road.
Yep.
So, I mean, it makes a big difference, and it's going to ultimately change you. But it's not a bad thing.
No.
Embrace the change. Embrace the uncomfortable.
Be mentally tough.
Yeah. God, that was great.
That was good.
I want to keep going. I feel fired up right now, Ken. All right.
It's gonna be its own thing. Yeah,
right?
we gotta get Seth on here for the mental toughness.
Yeah, absolutely. But anything else you want to talk about with nutrition pitfalls?
No, I got my 10. The last two I think derailed off of nutrition a little bit, but it all ties in. It's all good.
It all ultimately ties in. You're right. Yeah.
No, I had my list of things that I get. Like I said, about every week, somebody asked me one of these questions. So I thought it'd be good to address them.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
All right. Yeah. If you guys have any more like pitfalls or challenges that you have, don't be afraid to ask either. We get fired out about these things, but we are here to help, as well as we've tried most of these things. We've navigated most of these things. I used to be in college, think I could out-train a bad diet, drank every night, did all of it. It didn't work. And I was 22 then. If you're 30 plus now, it's definitely not going to happen. So we've navigated these things. We've had these challenges. We've experienced these things. So we're here to help you. So if you guys have questions about any of this stuff or want more details or want more of a focused plan, reach out. We'll definitely gladly help. But other than that, I think that brings these two-parter down to a conclusion.
Yep. I'm out of stuff.
All right. Good deal. Thanks for those that are listening and tuning in. Don't forget to leave a like as well as subscribe for more to come in the future. We will see you guys on the next episode.
Well, you nailed that. That was good.